Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev holds meetings during his working visit to Germany. Azerbaijan dismisses Armenian claims on non-combat casualties. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says the foundation of Trans-Anatolian gas pipeline project will be laid in March 2015. 2 more gold fields discovered in Azerbaijan.
The president of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, during his working visit to Germany, met with the members of the German parliament and the members of the German-Azerbaijan Forum. It was highlighted that the meeting with Azerbaijan president is important from the point of view of the current state and prospects of cooperation between Azerbaijan and Germany in the areas of politics, economics, culture, science, and others. The implementation of the successful bilateral cooperation was also stressed. It was noted that there has for many years been a fruitful cooperation between the Forum and Azerbaijan, and the importance of the exchange of views for the expansion of cooperation in various fields was underscored. During the meeting, the parties also exchanged views on the Armenian-Azerbaijan in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. President Aliyev gave detailed information about Azerbaijan's fair position based on the principles and norms of international law and stressed the importance of solving the conflict within the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan. The sides also discussed the issues of cooperation between Azerbaijan and Germany in the energy sector, economic relations, cooperation in the area of information technologies, healthcare sector, as well as the participation of the new German companies in Azerbaijan's economy, the interparliamentary cooperation of Azerbaijan and Germany, the cooperation within international organizations, in particular the Council of Europe, the EU, and the Eastern Partnership. There was also an exchange of views on Azerbaijan's relations with the European Parliament, the Council of Europe, and a number of European structures. It was also noted that the cooperation will become even more effective if there is a fair attitude towards Azerbaijan. Mr. Aliyev also met with Germany's Federal Minister for Foreign Affairs, Frank-Walter Steinmeier. During the meeting, the parties exchanged views on the current state and prospects of bilateral cooperation between Azerbaijan and Germany and discussed ways of solving the Armenian-Azerbaijan in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Minister Steinmeier said that fruitful meetings were held during his last visit to Azerbaijan. Then, President met with the chairman of the Munich Security Conference, Wolfgang Friedrich Ischinger, as part of his working visit. During the meeting, the parties discussed the issues of regional security, international cooperation, and other issues. Armenian reconnaissance and sabotage groups attempted to cross the contact line of the troops on the night of January 21st. The defense minister said, thanks to the vigilance of the Azerbaijan armed forces, early detection of enemies approaching, and preventive measures, the Armenians retreated by suffering losses after an intensive shooting. According to preliminary information of the Armenian side, the invader Naapet Asatryan was killed, and Hovhannes Gasparian was seriously injured. The Azerbaijan armed forces did not suffer any losses, has full control of the situation along the front line, and is ready to prevent any Armenian sabotage, the defense ministry concluded.
Armenian media have again circulated reports aimed to justify their non-combat casualties, increase tension on the front line, and lay the blame on the Azerbaijani side instead. They are providing false information about Azerbaijan's armed forces allegedly retreating, having sustained casualties. The defense ministry stated that the Azerbaijani armed forces fully controlled the situation throughout the front line and are ready at any moment to counter any hostile move. Russia will discuss with Armenia the issue of holding hostage of Dilgam Askarov, who is a Russian citizen. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said while speaking about the hostage's fate during a traditional press conference. He was taken hostage by the Armenian side, and we will discuss this issue with Armenia, said Lavrov. He said many Russian citizens have been detained in various countries. We are constantly interested in their fate, taking into account the necessity of obtaining information. Relevant decisions are made based on assessing the severity of the accusations against our fellow citizens, understanding the conditions under which they are kept, and which plans does the country where these citizens were detained have with respect to them, the Russian foreign minister said. The decision is made through the channels which are available for that, the channels of Russia's bilateral relations with relevant countries, Lavrov added. Earlier, Azerbaijan's Deputy Prime Minister said the government was working hard to release Dilgam Askarov and Shahbaz Guliyev, Azerbaijanis taken hostage by Armenians in the occupied Kalbajar region. Ali Ahmedov said the fact that the so-called trial was arranged in relation to the Azerbaijani hostages in the occupied territories once again proves how hostile and aggressive is the stance taken by the Armenian government and the separatist regime towards the people of Azerbaijan. Armenian special forces killed Azerbaijani citizen Hassan Hassanov and took hostage Shahbaz Guliyev and Dilgam Askarov in the Shaplar village of the occupied Kalbajar region on July 11. The civilians were visiting the graves of their relatives. Following the so-called judicial process, Dilgam Askarov was sentenced to life imprisonment and Shahbaz Guliyev to 22 years in prison. Despite repeated calls by the international organizations and foreign countries on Armenia to return the captives to their country, nothing has been achieved in this regard so far. Ahmedov went on to note that Armenians once again were discredited in the eyes of the international community. He added that the Armenians will demonstrate their true nature to the world as long as they do not change their position regarding the Azerbaijani hostages.
Turkey will continue to implement projects in the energy sector, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said. Turkey has already implemented a number of energy projects together with Azerbaijan, he said. The president also stated that the foundation of Trans-Anatolian gas pipeline project will be laid in March 2015. Turkey is becoming the energy hub of the region, Erdogan said. When Europe was only dreaming about the Nabucco project, Turkey launched the TANAP project, he added. The TANAP project envisages gas transportation from Azerbaijan's Shah Deniz field to Europe through Turkey. The initial capacity of TANAP is expected to reach 16 billion cubic meters of gas per year. Around 6 billion cubic meters of gas will be delivered to Turkey and the remaining volume will be supplied to Europe. The gas will go to Turkey in 2018 and after the construction of the Trans-Adriatic pipeline, the gas will reach Europe around in early 2020. Contracts for the supply of pipes for the construction of TANAP were signed in Turkey's Ankara city on October 14, 2014, with 6 Turkish and 1 Chinese company. All the companies that will participate in the construction and supply of the TANAP project in Turkey are exempt from value-added tax. Baku 2015 First European Olympic Games will be presented at Economic Forum in Davos, along with the President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and the First Lady, Chairman of the Baku 2015 First European Olympic Games Organizing Committee, Mehriban Aliyeva. The President of European Olympic Committee's Patrick Hickey also expected to attend the event. A few hundred people will attend the prestigious ceremony, which will be held at the Intercontinental Hotel. The hotel has already opened an exhibition devoted to the First European Games, as more than 1,500 business leaders and 40 heads of state or government prepare for the World Economic Forum in the Swiss ski resort of Davos. The meeting's founder and host urged delegates to engage the heart in tackling global issues such as poverty, climate and health. Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the annual gathering, said sharing and caring should be the motto of this year's meeting, which runs from Wednesday to Saturday.
We do not just want to define the issues. We want, with the help of all your collective brains, we want to help to create solutions. We are here not to pursue just our own interests. We are here really as a community of purpose to improve the state of the world. So engage. The heart. We are here to be passionate and to show our compassion. Sharing and caring should be the motto of this meeting.
The opening session took place on the same day as a survey was released revealing that a year of disasters and mismanagement that included mystery air crashes, data hacks, foreign exchange rate rigging and the worst-ever Ebola outbreak has torpedoed global trust in public bodies and business. The annual Edelman Trust Barometer released in Davos showed a sharp decline in trust across the board, with faith in governments, business, media, and non-governmental organizations below 50% in 2/3 of countries.
Azerbaijan's State Statistics Committee has reported the volume of investment made in the country's oil and non-oil sectors in January-December 2014. The committee said about 66.1%, or more than 11.651 billion manats, invested earlier in the fixed capital, was allocated to the development of the non-oil sector, while around 5.964 billion manats, or 33.9%, were invested in the country's oil sector. Investment in the country's non-oil economy decreased by 9%, while in the oil sector it increased by 16.6%. The committee also noted that about 41.4% of investments fell to the industry, 20.8% in the construction sector. Other fields included transport, public administration, recreation, culture, education, finance, insurance, communication and information, etc. Around 9.654 billion manats, or 54.8% of the total volume of investments, were invested in fixed capital at the expense of funds, of enterprises and organizations, bank loans, budgetary funds, non-budgetary funds resources, the population's income, and other sources. The State Statistics Committee went on to add that the total volume of industrial production amounted to 31.9 billion manats in the reporting period, which is 0.7% less compared to the same period of 2013. The non-oil sector of the country increased by 6.9% compared to 2013. The oil sector decreased by 2.4% in the same period. The production bulk in the mining industry amounted to 22.2 billion manats. In 2014, the bulk of oil production amounted to 41.89 million tons and gas extraction 18.7 billion cubic meters. Oil production decreased by 2.8% last year, while gas extraction increased 4.9% compared to 2013.
2 more gold fields have been discovered in Azerbaijan, Minister of Ecology and Natural Resources Hüseyin Gulbagirov told journalists. According to him, the fields are located on the northern slopes of the Greater Caucasus Mountains and Lesser Caucasus Mountains. The ministry is currently drawing a map of the gold fields and specifying the resources of the fields. The minister said, Anglo-Asian Mining, a company extracting precious metals in resource-rich Azerbaijan, wrapped up 2014 with an increase in gold and copper production. The whole year production of the company was 60,000 ounces of gold, which is 16% more than in 2013, when 52,000 ounces were produced. The company has the right to develop 6 deposits in the southwest of Azerbaijan: Gedabey, Ordubad, Goshabulag, Gizilbulag, Weznali, and Soitli, under a production sharing agreement signed in August 1997 with Azerbaijan's government.
Baku Film Studio presented Bloody January, a film dedicated to the 25th anniversary of one of the most tragic events in the history of Azerbaijan, January 20. Film is based on the real events of January 20, 1990, inscribed in the history of Azerbaijan. Giving information about the film, Bloody January's director Vahid Mustafayev said that some international art teams also took part in the project. Vahid Mustafayev noted that this film is devoted to all the peoples who struggled for their independence. In this film, I tried to show the outlook of all the people of the time, from heroes to the butchers, the fate of different people and families whose lives changed dramatically after these events, he said. Mustafayev believes that the nation should know its history and heroes. We want to show that during these events, there were not only victims, but also real heroes and ordinary people who made special fuel mixture to set fire to the enemy tanks. They resisted with weapons in their hands against the professional soldiers, Mustafayev noted. We have decided to make this film and show our point of view, not the tragedy, but the victory and heroism. To me, January 20 is a heroic story of the Azerbaijani people, a heroic page when we have proved to the world that we are really unable to fight for our independence. We are absolutely independent people. It's very good, because not every nation can boast of such heroes like those of Azerbaijan. Famous Turkish actress Nebahat Cehra, who played the mother of 2 children in the film, said she was deeply touched by the emotional story and immediately agreed to take part in the project. Terrible terrorism act carried out by the Soviet army against the Azerbaijani people will forever remain as a black page in the history of civilization, as one of the most serious crimes against humanity, she noted. Famous American actor and director Lane Davis, starring as foreign journalist, said he was affected a lot by the age of people who died during this tragedy.
The events of Black January were not well covered in the American press. It was only through people like Victor, my character, real-life people like Thomas DeWall, that word got out to the West about what was going on. Frequently, important events, important global events would not be recognized, would not get the attention they deserve without the bravery of the journalists that cover them.
This film will be translated into English, Russian and other languages. It will also be presented at international festivals.
Azerbaijan's ambassador to Ukraine, Einullah Madatli, has won the International Man of the Year 2014 award in the field of diplomacy. Ukrainian news agency Ukrinform reported that thanks to Mr. Madatli's personal efforts, the political and economic relations between Azerbaijan and Ukraine have been stepped up. Joint projects, including humanitarian ones, are being successfully implemented. Meetings of the Intergovernmental Commission on Economic Issues take place, along with those of the working group dealing with the defense industry and the Interparliamentary Friendship Group. It was also reported that during the voting at the UN General Assembly in March 2014, Azerbaijan supported the territorial integrity of Ukraine. International and special awards for 2014 will be conferred to their winners during a solemn ceremony which will be held on March 21, 2015.